Well, let me see. I believe I could talk a little bit about the hot rod this morning. I am ridiculously in love with it right now. It runs beautifully. Now, I had a little bit of an issue where I think at least one of the rings may not have completely seated yet, but I'm going to. It's got very few miles on it. Sometimes it can take a lot of miles before the rings seat. I'm going to change the oil over to 30 weight non-detergent and might dump a little Bon Ambi down the carburetor also to move that process along. But there's nothing there that we can't take care of. I put those big tires on the back yesterday. I needed to take those wheels off, these tires, because I'm working on getting a cable emergency brake, and I needed to take it apart, take some pictures of the backing plates for the guy out in California that's building my stuff. And while I had it off, I thought I'd stick these on here. These were tires and wheels that Mike had when I bought the Studebaker. Now, I also have the famous tires and wheels. Let's take a look at this. That's 27.5 inches that some of you may have seen. I've been making videos for a lot of years. When I was building this car, I scrubbed a pair of white leather bias ply tires and made wide whites out of them. And somebody picked that up and it went to a hot rod site. And it's had hundreds of thousands of views, which I didn't start out YouTubing to get views or to get popular or to make any money, but it's pretty cool that so many people have looked at it and fought over it. You know, people are always telling me I did it wrong, and other people say no, he did it right. And oh, there's always the fun of putting up with the fights. But these are the famous tires here, and they got a ton of tread on them. And let's see, I'm trying to remind myself how wide they are. That looks like it's 20. I'd call it about 25. About 25 and a half. With no air in them, they might get a little fatter if I air them up. And what did I say those ones out in here were? Let's go look again, because my memory won't remind me. Those are also bias ply. And one thing I noticed yesterday is with the radials on the back, it really made the ride smooth. And I've got spring seats that I've made for this car now. I put like a homemade tractor spring that I made out of a leaf spring that I took out of the trailer. Oh, that did a world of good for the ride. Let's see, that out there was 25. This is 20, about 27. So this is a couple inches taller than those. Another thing I thought about doing was these are 14-inch wheels, and the ones out there are 15. I thought, well, I could take those 15 wheels and get me some big tires like this, except in 15, and that would give me the added height. Although, having said that, I felt like the feeling of the gears, and what I mean by that is anytime you change the size of your tires, you change your gear ratio. Not necessarily, and the terminology might not be right, but you change the ratio, the RPM ratio between how fast you're moving and how fast your engine is turning. And it really felt really good with these on here yesterday. So I was sort of kicking the idea around about putting those bias plies on here and just driving it around with them on here a little bit and see what they feel like. And I am going to be pulling these wheels off again because the brake cable set will be mailed, and it'll be here probably about midweek. And since I'm pulling them off anyway, I might swap the tires around. But the seat spring just made the ride tremendous. I haven't taken Honey Baby for a ride in it since I did that, but I do want to take her for a ride and let her see what it feels like. That seat spring over there is a little softer. and it sets a little lower, whereas this one sits a little higher. But with that, I have some Chevy truck little dog dish hubcaps to go in them too, and that also would go with the whole look of this car. Was I wanted it to be vintage to an old school hot rod, and having chrome reverse wheels on it would do that, and having those Chevy hubcaps would go along with the idea that this actually is a Chevy. This rat rod is built on a 33 Chevy frame, even though it has a cab made out of a 47 Ford truck, and this deck is made out of a 57 Ford. The frame is a Chevy, the engine's a Chevy. It is a mixture, but having Chevy hubcaps on here would not, it's actually registered as a 33 Chevy, so that wouldn't go against any of that. So I'd say it's playtime now. Maybe I will go ahead and roll one of those wheels around here, see if I can find the hubcaps, pump it up, see if it gains an inch or two when I get air in it, and heck, I might throw it on there and just go for a ride today. I'd like to get some good ride videos, but that might involve figuring out how to block the wind noise in my camera and a few other things, but yeah, we can sort it out. We'll sort it out as we go. Love y'all. Show and tell. This is how much smaller this tire is than that one. That's 2-3 inches. That's quite a lot. And this tire is 3 or 4 inches smaller than those wire wheels. So this wheel here is bigger. It's a 15-inch wheel, and this one is a 14. And I could either scrape off the paint and run it as a chrome wheel, or leave it green. The hubcaps I got are these ones. These are the Chevy hubcaps, and I could run them on there. I think I'm gonna, for now, just leave these on it, and yeah, because it's such a pleasure to drive with them on there. And I'm gonna put these, I think I'm gonna put these aside for now while I think over what I want to do next. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do.